16 fights, 16 wins, 13 finishes, and a line of opponents who all made the same mistake. They opened their mouths before the bell.
She never faced an opponent like me before.
When I hit her the first time too. I don't think she's been hit. Like, she hasn't been hit hard.
If you compare my fighting experience, it's huge. It's a lot bigger than hers.
I love to crush dreams, so.
A brawler who rushed her like a bar fight. A Swedish grappler who swore she wouldn't last 3 rounds. A UFC title challenger who called herself the more complete fighter. A lady samurai who claimed Dakota had never faced anyone like her. And after 1 year away, injured, written off, doubted, an entire arena waiting to see if the streak was finally over.
The right hand got through and killed in trouble.
They poked the quiet. The quiet kept the receipts. 5 lessons, 5 payments. Get ready for violence. This is Knockout.Legends. Here we go. In April 2023, Dakota Ditcheva stepped into the cage with a psycho named Hasna Jaber, a woman who didn't come to fight. She came to provoke. A head-first brawler who confused stupidity with courage, convinced that swinging like a lunatic would rattle Dakota. No glove touch, no respect. Jaber believed her chaos could crack the calm of a real killer. What Dakota was about to show her was pure brutality. Jaber swung like a drunk in a bar fight. Dakota answered like a sniper. A stiff jab smacked her face. A push kick folded her ribs. And the right hand that followed was a warning written in plain language. This is going to be fast, and it's going to be painful. Jaber tried to crash in. Dakota framed her with a cold elbow, created distance, and loaded the weapon that was about to end this joke of a fight. A kick to the neck. A teep that collapsed her core. Dakota didn't need wild power. She used precision like a blade, and every shot stabbed Jaber's body from the inside. Then Dakota drove a knee into her stomach so clean, so vicious, so perfectly placed, Jaber's soul left before her body did. Her eyes begged the referee to save her, and he did. 58 seconds. That's all it took to erase the psycho act from the bracket. Lesson 1 delivered. But the line of people who thought they had Dakota figured out was just getting started.
Jaber looking out of her element here. She's hurt to the body. That's it. The end of the fight. Rich Mitchell waves it off.
In the 2023 Paris semifinal, Dakota was thrown into the cage with Cornelia Holm, a Swedish grappler with a habit of putting fights to sleep. And in the lead-up, Holm opened her filthy mouth and bragged that Dakota wouldn't even last 3 rounds, that she'd fold long before the final bell. Their face-off was pure frostbite, 2 killers staring straight through each other. And when the fight kicked off, Dakota tested her with long jabs and calculated kicks, measuring her victim with predator precision. 30 seconds in, Holm lunged for a takedown, clinging to her only hope of survival. Dakota bulldozed it and refused to hit the canvas like prey. Then she answered with skull-rattling knees to the ribs, each one meant to crack bone. Holm survived the first round, not through skill, but by grabbing on and praying the clock would save her. Round 2. Dakota detonated a right hand that had Holm wobbling around the cage like a short-circuited robot. And then she did something that tells you everything about who Dakota Ditcheva is. She slammed the grappler to the canvas, beating Holm at her own specialty, and came within seconds of sinking in a rear-naked choke. Dakota knew the finish was coming, so instead of choking her out, she shoved Holm away and let her get back up, to be knocked out properly. Think about the confidence that requires. You have the submission locked. Your opponent, the one who said you wouldn't last 3 rounds, is seconds from tapping. And you let her go, because a tap isn't the receipt you came to collect. In the final round, Dakota unleashed a movie-perfect 1-2 that sent Holm crashing, and a final ruthless kick ended everything. Holm said Dakota wouldn't last 3 rounds. She was right about the timeline, wrong about the direction. Lesson 2 delivered.
Very difficult to put away. Oh! And a power. Dakota Ditcheva with the 3rd round finish!
By late 2024, Dakota's dominance was starting to resemble prime Ronda Rousey. Unstoppable, undeniable, tearing through everyone in her path. But the doubters had one card left. She hadn't faced the true elite. So PFL handed her the ultimate test. Former UFC flyweight title challenger Taila Santos in the $1 million World Championship final. Santos was no joke. A razor-sharp grappler with crisp striking who came inches from taking Valentina Shevchenko's belt. 22 wins. And in the build-up, she did something she almost never does. She tried trash talk. She clowned Dakota over the lipstick. She bragged that she was the more complete fighter. A forced attempt at intimidation aimed at the wrong woman. From the walkout alone, Dakota looked unfazed, dancing her way to the cage in the biggest fight of her life. And the moment the bell rang, she unleashed those long, powerful legs. When Santos tried the grappling exchanges, the British Bulgarian was simply overpowering, reversing the UFC elite without breaking a sweat. Then the signature front kick, buried right in Santos's face. Sharp countershots punished every move the Brazilian dared to make. Desperation hit. Santos shot for a takedown. Dakota stuffed it like a warm-up drill. And with seconds left in the second round, one thudding knee and a body shot flurry that turned her insides to dust. Santos had to be rescued by the referee. Dakota Ditcheva, the girl they said couldn't hang with UFC-level killers, was Britain's first female MMA world champion, with $1 million check. And the receipt for the lipstick jokes? Dakota sealed the moment by putting on lipstick, right in the middle of the cage. Then, she wrapped her arms around her mother, ex-kickboxing world champion Lisa Howarth, and unleashed a roar that echoed through the arena. The more complete fighter went home. The model went home with the belt. Lesson 3 delivered.
Santos is in big trouble. Dakota Ditcheva to the body again for a championship.
Next came Japan's own demon of chaos, Sumiko Lady Samurai Inaba. Forget her 8-1 record. What made her terrifying was her style. Pure violence, with zero fear and absolutely no breaks. She hunted opponents. She charged like a wild animal, ate punches like snacks, and turned pain into gasoline. And she had the nerve to claim that Dakota had never faced anyone like her. You already know that phrase. You already know how this goes. The moment the bell rang, Dakota exploded forward like a loaded weapon, hammering Inaba with kill-shot blows before the Lady Samurai could even lift her guard. Everyone knew Dakota's clinch would be a problem, but nobody expected it to feel like she was trapping prey. Inaba's plan was to corner Dakota and break her. She discovered that bulldozing Dakota is a lot easier to fantasize about than to survive. 3 rounds of punishment. The samurai stare survived to the final bell. The toughness was real. But the scorecards told the only story that mattered. Dakota, dominant, unanimous. Lesson 4, delivered. But here's what nobody in that arena knew. Somewhere in those 3 rounds, Dakota broke her hand. She won those rounds, dominated those rounds, with a broken hand. And that injury was about to do what no opponent had ever done. Take Dakota Ditcheva out of the cage. For an entire year.
Body successfully, that's the only thing that's landing for her.
1 year. That's how long the doubters had to sharpen their knives. A broken hand, twice operated, a canceled fight in Dubai, and a growing whisper in the comments. The streak was protected. The layoff had broken her. Ring rust doesn't forgive. Across the cage, Denise Miss Dynamite Kielholtz, a Bellator kickboxing world champion, 20 years of combat sports, judo black belt, the most experienced striker Dakota had ever faced, and the perfect opponent to expose a fighter who'd lost her timing. Kielholtz promised to shock the world. She said Dakota had never faced anyone like her. She said the undefeated live in the ego mind. You already know that phrase. But this time, the doubt was real. The bell rang, and the year of rust lasted exactly 0 seconds. Dakota came out southpaw and went straight at the legs, kick after kick after kick, re-establishing the kingdom of distance like she'd never left it. Kielholtz tried to counter in close and discovered that to reach Dakota, you have to cross territory where Dakota charges a toll. Final seconds of round 1. A knee landed clean, and Miss Dynamite was visibly hurt. The bell saved her. Round 2. Kielholtz answered with her one moment, a spinning attack that landed and reminded everyone why they call her Dynamite. There was even a scramble on the ground where the veteran hunted a submission, using every trick from her 20 years. For a few seconds, the arena held its breath. Dakota escaped, reset, and went back to work. Round 3. Head kicks hunting the highlight reel finish. Body shots. The pressure of a woman who wanted the knockout badly. And Kielholtz did what 20-year veterans do better than anyone. She refused to die. She reached the final bell on her feet, only the second woman in history to hear it against Dakota Ditcheva. The crowd booed the decision. They came for a knockout and got a masterclass instead. And Dakota's answer afterward told you everything about who she is. I'm not in there performing a dance. I do what's right to get the win. 3 rounds, 3 judges, 30-27, 30-27, 30-27, 16-0. The doubters swore the layoff would kill the streak. The streak sent back a receipt. Lesson 5, delivered.
Tried to spin, Ditcheva once again on top. Builds a frame with the left arm and an elbow. Armbar attempt here for Kielholtz. Ditcheva's got a step.
If you enjoyed the video, front kick the like button, subscribe to the channel, and vote for your fighter in the comments.